A bird from the west, the Dora Sigerson shorter. At grey dawn, amongst the feeling leaves, a little bird outside my window swung. High in the topmost branch he frilled his song, and Ireland, Ireland, Ireland ever sung. Take me, I cried, back to my island home. Sweet bird, my soul shall ride between the wings, for my lone spirit wide his pinions spread, and home, and home, and homey ever sings. We lingered over Ulster, stern and wild. I called, arise, doth none remember me? One turned in the darkness, murmuring, how loud upon the breaker sobs the sea. We rested over cornered whispering said, awake, awake and welcome, I am here. One woke and shivered at the morning grey. At trees I never heard them sigh so drear. He flew low o'er Munster, long I wept. You used to love me once again. I spoke from out the shadows, wondering you'd think of tears, so bitter falls the rain. Long over Leinster lingered we, goodbye, my best beloved, goodbye for evermore. Sleepless we tossed and whispered to the dawn, so sad a wind was never heard before. Was it a dream I dreamed? For yet by swings and grey morn a bird upon the bow. Ireland, Ireland, Ireland ever sings, I've had a breaking day in Ireland now. A Friend in Need by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Who has room for a friend, who has money to spend, and a goblet of gold for your fingers to hold, at the wave of whose hand leap the solemn to land, drop the birds of the air, fall the stack and the hare? Who has room for a friend, who has money to lend? We have room for a friend. Who has room for a friend, who has nothing to lend, when the goblet of gold is as far from his hold as the fleet-footed hair of the birds of the air? Who has room for a friend, who has nothing to spend? We knew not such a friend. A Little Dog by Dora Sigerson Shorter. A little dog disturbed my trust in heaven. I praised most faithfully all the great things that be, man's pain and pleasure even. I said for heart was weighing of pains and tears and praying he will reward most just. I said your bitter weeping, man or maid, your tears or laughter shall gain a just hereafter. Made you a will of God when unafraid, gird you to your trials, for God's abode is open for all sorrow. Life of a great tomorrow that passed me on the road. A little dog with hungry eyes, and sad thin flesh all shivering, all sore and quivering, whining beneath a fell disease he had. I hurried home and praised God as before, thus affording to man rewarding. The dog was whining outside my door. I flung it wide and said, come enter in, outcast of God. Beneath his rod you suffer sore, poor beast, but had no sin. At my door then must you cry complaining, your lot unjust, but his who thrust you from his door, your body maiming. Not mine with pleasure that you bear this pain, hurled into being without hope or fearing, by grief and patience, a soul for any gain. Thus I reproached God while I tended the source to healing, a voice stealing and whispering out of the beast I friended. Said God had quickened my flesh, bestowing joys without measure, mad for its pleasure, in Eden's garden for ever glowing. Gave me to man his care and protection, to gain and to give and bid us to live, the united bonds of help and affection. Man wrecked our gardens, hurled out from the skies of paradise, and the source of a weeping world. He forgets my care, I as God has said, give still affection for the connection, which into all our bodies life has breathed. And why are you abusing God and praising with mock effacement and false abasement, your own heart's kindness deeming it amazing that you should do this duty for my sake, which is his bidding, no blame for ridding himself of me, your neighbour? You spoke hard words, and drove me forth, all sore and ill? Was while I tended this dog I befriended, give back my fate in heaven by God's will. A Meadow Tragedy by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Here's a meadow full of sunshine, ripe grasses lush and high. There's a reaper on the roadway, and a lark hangs in the sky. There's a nest of love enclosing 3 little beaks that cry. Reapers in the meadow, and the lark hangs in the sky. Here's the mead all full of summer, and tragedy goes by, with a knife amongst the grasses and a song up in the sky. A New Year by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Behold, a new white world. The falling snow has cloaked the last old year, and bid him go. Tomorrow, cries the oak tree to his heart, my sealed buds shall fling their leaves apart. Tomorrow, pipes the robin, and again how sweet the nest that long was full of rain. Tomorrow, bleats the sheep, and one by one my little lambs shall frolic beneath the sun. For us, too, let some fair tomorrow be, or thou who weavest threads of destiny. Thou wast a babe on that far Christmas day, let us as children follow in thy way, so that our hearts grown cold neath time and pain, with young sweet fate may blossom green again. That empty promises of passing years spring into life, and not repenting tears, so that our deeds upon the earth may go as innocent as lambs and pure as snow. All Souls' Eve by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Cried all night to you, I called we day was here. Perhaps you could not come, or were too tired, dear. Your chair sat by mine, I made the dim half-glow. I whispered, when he comes I shall not let him go. I closed the shutters tight, I feared the dawn of day. I stopped by busy clock, that timed your hours away. Loud howled my neighbour's dog, oh glad was I to hear that they're going by, now you will come, my dear, to take the chair by mine until the crow, or if it be you came and could not let me know. For once a shadow passed behind me in the room, I thought your loving eyes would meet mine in the gloom. And once I thought I heard a footstep by my chair, I raised my eager hands, but no sweet ghost was there. We were too wide apart in your spirit land, I knew not when you came, I could not understand. Your eyes perhaps met mine, reproached me through the gloom. Alas, for me alone the empty, empty room. The dead were passing home, the crew, loud and clear. Overnean, if you came, I knew not you were here. An Eclipse by Dora Sigerson shorter. Let there be an end, and all be done. Pass over, fair eclipse that hides the sun. Dear face that shades the light and shadows me, be gone and give me peace and set me free. An Imperfect Revolution by Dora Sigerson shorter. They crowded weeping from the teacher's house, crying aloud their fear at what he taught. Old men and young men, wives and maids unweed, and children screaming in the crowds unsought. Some to their temples with accustomed feet, bent as the oxen go bend of a rod, to fling themselves before some pictured saint. Alas, God help us if there is no God. Some to the bedside of a dying kind, to clasp their arms afraid to lose their hold. Some to a churchyard falling on the grave, to kiss the graven name with lips as cold. Some watched from break of day into the night, the flash of birds, the bloom of flower and tree, the whirling words that glimmer in the dark, all said, God help us if no God where be. Some hid in caves and shattered mad with fear, the uprising of a patient poor. He suffers with you, no more could we say, was locked with peace of heaven, their bonds secure. Some called their dead, and then remembering fell, abusing death, and cursed the wormy grave, and wept for their long hope for paradise. God help us if there be no God to save. Another sought for right and found it not, and seeking duty found that it was dead. Blamed their long blameless lives and vowed no more to sacrifice, for might is right, they said. And pleasure, leaping in the streets with sin, caroused through many days till wearily she tired and met with death and bitter pain. Alas, God help us if no God would gain. A few rose up and speaking, "Oh, be strong," were answered. There is no reason for your right, but many crept in thankfulness for rest into the river's darkness out of sight. And others with their limbs deformed, or sore, seared-fledged, shriekened out the patient years of pain, crying for death of the lost plains of heaven. Alas, God help us if no God we gain. An Irish Blackbird by Dora Sigerson shorter. This is my brave singer with his beak of gold, and my heart's captive in his song's sweet hold. How the larks are rover seeking fields above, but my serenader half a human laugh. Hark, he says, in winter, nests are full of snow, but a truce to wailing summer breezes blow. Hush, he sings, with nighttime phantoms cheats to be. Join your serenader piping on his tree. Oh, my little lover, warble in the blue, wingless must I envy, skies so white for you. At Christmas Time by Dora Sigerson shorter. For that old love I once adored, I decked my halls and spread my boards. At Christmas time, with all winter's flowers that grow, I wreathed my room, and mistletoe hung in the gloom of my doorway, wherein my dear lost love might stray when joy bells chime. What phantom was it entered where, and drank his wine and took his chair at Christmas time? With holy boughs and mistletoe he crowned his head, and at my woe and tears I shed laughter long and loud. Get back, O phantom, to thy shroud when joy bells chime. Beware by Dora Sigerson shorter. I closed my hands upon a moth, and when I drew my palms apart, instead of dusty, broken wings, I found a bleeding human heart. I crushed my foot upon a worm that had my garden for its goal, but when I drew my foot aside, I found a dying human soul. Distant Voices by Dora Sigerson shorter. I left my home for traveling, because I heard the strange birds sing in foreign skies and felt their wing brush past my soul impatiently. I saw the bloom and flower and tree that only grows beyond the sea. Methought the distant voices spake more wisdom when near tongues can make. I followed lest my heart should break, and what is past and done. I dreamed, and here the dream begun. I saw a salmon in the sun leap from the river to the shore. A strange mishap so wandered saw to a sweet stream to turn no more. A bird from 'neath his mother's breast spread his weak wings in vain request, never again to reach his nest. I saw a blossom bloom too soon upon a summer's afternoon, 'twill breathe no more beneath the moon. I woke warmed 'neath a foreign sky, where locust blossoms bud and die. Strange birds called to me flashing by. And dusky faces passed and woke the echoes with the words they spoke, the same old tales as other folk. I choose the roaming, nevermore I leave the home I love of yore, but strangers meet me at the door. I left my home still travelling, for yet I hear the strange birds sing, and foreign flowers rare perfumes bring. I hear a distant voice, more wise than others are 'neath foreign skies. I'll find perhaps some paradise. Forever, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. You heard it first upon the lips of love, and loved it for love's sake, a fateful word that knows nor time, nor change, nor lone heartbreak. It sang across his heartstrings like a breath of heaven's faithfulness, that whispered never to part, to lose, to linger from your gaze. She said, I love forever. He heard it when upon the lips of death, of things that fade and die, a word of sorrow never to be stilled, and ever echoing sigh. And loneliness within his soul did dwell, and struck upon his heartstrings, crying never to meet, to have, to hold, to see again. She said, goodbye forever. I am the word, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. I am the song that rests upon the cloud. I am the sun. I am the dawn, the day, the hiding shroud, when dusk is done. I am the changing colors of a tree, the flower uncurled. I am the melancholy of a sea. I am the word. The other souls that, passing in their place, each in a groove, outstretching hands that chain me and embrace, speak and reprove. Atom of that law, by which the earth is poised and reared. Behold, you hurling with a crowd assert, you are the word. Am I not one with all the things that be warm in the sun? All that my ears can hear, or eyes can see, till all be done. Of song and shine, of changing leaf apart, of bud uncurled, with all the senses pulsing at my heart, I am the word. One day the song that drifts upon the wind I shall not hear, nor shall the rosy shoots, the eyes grown blind, again appear. Deaf in the dark, I shall arise and throw from off my soul the vivid word, with all its joy and woe, that was my goal. I shall arise, and like a shooting star slip from my place, so lingering see the old word from afar revolve in space. And now more things than all the wise may know, till all be done, till one shall come who, breathing on the stars, blows out the sun. In a wood, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Hush, 'tis thy voice, no, but a bird upon the bough, romancing to its mate, but where are woe to bid my heart rejoice? 'Tis thy hand, speak, no, but the branches striking and the wind let loose withered leaf that falls behind, blown to my cheek. Hush thy footfall, now 'tis a streamlet hidden in the fern, thus from dawn to dark I wait, I learn sorrow is all. Love, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Deep in the moving depths of yellow wine, I swore I'd drown your face, O love of mine. All clad in yellow hue, so fair to see, you crouched within my cup and laughed at me. Twice over a learned page I turned and tossed, for would I not forget the love I lost. All stern and wrapped in gloom, you read it too. I could not see the words, saw only you. Within the hungry chase I fought to kill you, love, who hunted thus without my will. But in the gentle gaze of fawn and deer, your eyes disarmed my hand and shook my spear. Beneath the maid's dark lash I swore you'd drown, sink in the laughing blue, give in, go down. But now you bathed her, right joyously, and from my liquid eyes you laughed at me. My Neighbour's Garden, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. Why in my neighbour's garden are the flowers more sweet than mine? I had never such bloom of roses, such yellow and pink woodbine. Why in my neighbour's garden are the fruits all red and gold, where here the grapes are bitter, that hang from my fingers' hold? Why in my neighbour's garden do the birds all fly to sing? With a fence between us, one would think 'twas always spring. I thought my own white garden once more sweet and fair than all, till I saw the gold and crimson just over my neighbour's wall. But now I want his thrushes, and now I want his wine, and I cannot have his cherries that grow more red than mine. The serpent 'neath his apple will tempt me to my fall, and then I'll steal my neighbour's fruit across the garden wall. Questions, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. What is the secret of your life, browsing ox, ox with sweet grass eating? Who strung the mighty sinews in your flesh, who set that great heart beating? What is the secret of your death, soulless ox, ox so patiently waiting? Why have pain woof her net for your brain's anguish, if for you death will gain no life's creating? The blow returned, by Dora Sigerson Shorter. I struck you once, I do remember well, hard on the track of passion sore spat, and swift repentance, weeping for the blow. I struck you once, and now you're lying dead. Now you are gone, the blow no longer sleeps, and your forgiveness hushed through all the years, but like a phantom haunts me through the dark, to cry you gave your own beloved tears. stripped now of all excuses, stern and stark. With all your small transgressings dimmed or fled, the ghost returns, the blow upon my heart. I struck you once, and now you're lying dead. The fair little maiden, by Dora Sigerson shorter. Where is one at the door, wolf or Driscoll, at the door, who's bidding you come? Will you see what wakes me in the darkness, calling when all the world's dumb? 6 horses has he to his carriage, 6 horses blacker than the night, and where 12 red eyes in the shadows, 12 lamps he carries for his light. And his couch is a coffin, black and mouldy, a huge black coffin open wide. He asks for your soul, wolf or Driscoll, who is calling at the door outside? Who let him through the gates of my gardens, where stronger boats have never been? 'Twas the father of a fair little maiden you drove to a grave so green. And who let him pass through the courtyard by loosening the bar and the chain? Oh, who but the brother of a maiden who lies in the cold and rain? When you drew the boats at the portal and into my house bade him go, she, the mother of a poor young maiden who lies in a youth so low, who stands where he dare not enter the door of my chamber between? Oh, the ghost of a fair little maiden who lies in the churchyard green. The Lover, by Dora Sigerson shorter. I go through wet spring woods alone, through sweet green woods with heart of stone. My weary foot upon the grass falls heavy as I pass. The cuckoo from the distant cries, the lark a pilgrim in the skies. But all the pleasant spring is drear, I want you, dear. I pass the summer meadows by, the autumn poppies bloom and die. I speak alone so bitterly, for no voice answers me. A lover's parting by the gate, a robin singing to your mate. Plead you well, for she will hear, I love you, dear. I crouch alone, unsatisfied, mourning by winter's fireside. For fate, what evil wind you blow, must this be so? The softened breezes come to bless, no conscious of the emptiness. My lonely arms are spread in woe, I want you so. The Old Maid, by Dora Sigerson shorter. She walks in a lonely garden, of a path her feet have made, with high-heeled shoes, gold buckled, and gown of a flowered brocade. The hair that falls on the shoulders, half held a ribbon tie, once glowed like the wheat in autumn, nor grey as the winter sky. Time on her brow with rough fingers writes his record of smiles and tears. The mind like a golden timepiece is stopped in the long past years. At the foot of the lonely garden, when she comes to the trysting place, she knew of old, where she lingers, with a blush on her withered face. The children out on the common, they climb to the garden wall and laugh. He will come tomorrow, who never will come at all. And often over our sewing, as I and my neighbour sit to gossip over the story, but there's never an end to it. Here's that, I would say, that lover who left us so long ago, and our neighbour would rest a needle to answer his thoughts, I know. For could it be he was sleeping with a laugh that was such as this, if burst through the gates of silence and flown to me to kiss? Is she best of tears a lover, the stain on her old brocade? My neighbour says she's holy, with a fate that will not fade. And the children out on the common will answer her dreary call and say, he will come tomorrow, who never will come at all. The Skeleton in the Cupboard, by Dora Sigerson shorter. Just this one day in all the year, let all be one, let all be dear. Wife, husband, child, in fond embrace, and thrust the phantom from its place. No bitter words, no frowning brow, disturb the Christmas festal, now the skeletons behind the door. Nor let the child, with looks askant, find out its sad inheritance, from souls that held no happiness of home, where love is seldom guessed. But in his coming years retain, with one sweet night that had no pain, the skeletons behind the door. In vain you raise the vessel bowl, and pledge your passion, soul to soul. You hear the sweet bells ring and rhyme, you rage the room for Christmas time. In vain the solemn silence fawns, the death watch ticks within the wards, the skeleton taps on the door. When let him back into his place, let us sit out the all disgrace, nor seek the phantom now to lay, that haunted us through every day. For plainer is the ghost, useless is this pretence of happiness, the skeleton taps on the door. What will you give, by Dora Sigerson shorter. What will you give me, if I will wed? A golden gown to come sweetly down, and deck you from foot to head? How will you keep me, if I am cold? My heart so warm the bravest storm dare not force from my strong hands hold? How will you please me, if I should thirst? Why, by the rape of a purple grape, which the summer and sun have nursed. If I should hunger, what may I eat? For you the skies the falcon flies, and the hounds on the stack are fled. How can you comfort when fair youth dies, when the spirits fade for pure gain, and the satisfied flesh supplies? But this I promise, when starved and cold, a lonely soul finds for its goal a 6-foot bed and churchyard mould. When the dark comes, by Dora Sigerson shorter. When the dark comes, is this the end? I pray no answer from the night, and when once more the day, I take a world again upon my neck and go, pace with the serious hours, since fate will have it so, begun, dead man, and clasp your hands round my heart, I and my burden pass, you and your peace depart. When you are on the sea, by Dora Sigerson shorter, how can I laugh or dance as others do, or ply my rock or reel? My heart will still return to dreams of you beside my spinning wheel. My little dog he cried out in the dark, he would not wished for me. I took him to my side, why did he bark when you were on the sea? I fear the red if he crow tonight, I keep him close and warm, to bear ill with me if he should wake in fright and you out in the storm. I dare not smile for fear my laugh would ring across your dying ears, or if you, drifting, droned, should hear me sing and think I had not tears. I never thought the sea could wake such waves, nor that such winds could be. I never wept when other eyes grew blind for someone on the sea. But now I fear and pray all things for you, how many dangers be. I set my wheel aside, what can I do when you are on the sea? Wishes, by Dora Sigerson shorter. I wish we could live as the flowers live, to breathe and to bloom in the summer and sun, to slumber and sway in the heart of a night, and to die when our glory had gone. I wish we could laugh as the bees laugh, to rest or to roam without sorrow or sigh, with laughter when, after the wooer had won, love flew with a whispered goodbye. I wish we could die as the birds die, to fly and to fall when our beauty was best, no trembles of time on the years of our face, and to leave but an empty nest. With a rose, by Dora Sigerson shorter. In the heart of a rose lies the heart of a maid. If you be not afraid, you will wear it, who knows? In the pink of its bloom lay your lips to her cheek, since a rose cannot speak, and you gain the perfume. If it dews on the leaf are the tears from her eyes, and the rivers and ice, why you have a belief that a rose cannot speak, of the heart of a maid in its bosom must fade, and the fading must break. You will not come again, by Dora Sigerson shorter. The green has come to the leafless tree, the earth brings forth its grain. The flower has come for the honey bee, you will not come again. The birds have come to the empty nest, a winter full of rain. Some music has come where the silence was, you will not come again. Love will come for the weak lamb's cry, alas for my heart's dull pain. In the cycle of change I alone am lone, you will not come again.